Hi there, Dead Ideal Boy here, back with another video for you today. This time we've got an absolute insane race on our hands. It was crazy, to be honest with you, the things that went on in this race. So I would encourage you to watch the full race and the post-race debrief, because you need to kind of understand why what happened afterwards happened, if that's possible. Not sure. But anyway, thanks everybody who's watched the last couple of videos. We've got about 16,000 views on them, and if you've subscribed off the back of them, then thank you so much. We've got about 250, 300 new subscribers, so if you're one of them, then very much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. And if you like the video, then give it a like, and let me know in the comments what you think as well. Always good to hear your thoughts. So without further ado, on with the race. So here we have it. You can see here in the pit lane, just getting ready to start, we've got our friend MOMOZ just in front of us there in the pits. Firstly though, we'll get off these soft tyres and we'll start on the medium, since we are starting in P3. You can see from the grid here that it's quite a stacked lobby. A lot of A+ drivers in here, a lot of quick drivers as well coming from the back. A couple of teammates in front of us, which came into my thoughts at the start of the race, because I had a feeling those two would work together, so it might be difficult to deal with them. You know, hard enough just trying to get past one quick driver, never mind teammates up front. But we'll obviously have a go at it anyway. We've got our friend, as I said, MOMOZ, starting in P8. So start of this race, we're just going to try and keep with the front two as long as possible, try and break away if we can, although there's a few strategies available here. But starting on the medium tyres, a little bit cold, so you've got to watch coming into that turn there. You see P2 just gets a little bit sideways, and that kind of compromises things from the off, because P1 now's got a little bit of a gap, and we've got a run on P2 here, but he manages to keep it nice and tight to that apex there. It's quite a tricky left and right hander, so you can see we go a little bit wide and we get a little bit sort of loose at the end there, and that kind of compromises our position now. So coming into this sweeping left hander here, you just see though, we just get a little nudge in the back there, and that sends us wide. So the French driver's now got a run on me, which was a little bit annoying, because if you push somebody wide like that, I would have been inclined to bump draft him just to let him keep position, but he's going for it now. He's got ahead of me, and as we come round the left-hander, I'm giving the car in the inside space, and he gets a move done there in McLaren. So that little nudge that sent me wide in that left-hander ended up costing me 2 positions, which not a great start to the race, but we'll knuckle down. We'll see what we can do from here. As this Spaniard goes a little bit wide onto the grass there, and that gives us a run up the inside here as we're coming up to the left-hander. And out of nowhere, we've just been, well, yeah, you can see what happened there. It was a little bit of a dive bomb, and that took us by surprise because it came from so far back. So going around the right-hander here, we're going side by side there, trying not to kill Arthur there. I think that's the alt account of Wheeling, who's an exceptionally quick driver. But again, that sort of piece of bad luck, being dive bombed like that, ends up costing us 2 positions, because the slipstream was given to the Spaniard, Augustin, in front of us, so he took full advantage of the slipstream, which is very, very powerful going down that straight. So yeah, we've lost 2 positions out of that, which was disappointing. So starting in P3, we've only completed a lap and a bit, and we're down to P6, so not the best of starts, it has to be said. But, you know, we've got another 8 and a bit laps? Yeah, about 8.5 laps now to go, so we'll see what we can do from here. This is one of the parts of the track here where you've just got to try and keep that slipstream, watch on the brakes. You've got to brake early because of the slipstream, but we got a nice run in the left there. You can see they're battling a little bit up ahead, so that's good for us because it's keeping us nice and close to the pack in the slipstream. But this corner here, this left-hander coming up, such a difficult corner to get right. You see we just get 2 wheels on the grass, and that does compromise us a little bit again. So Coming in for the tight left-hander to head down the home straight. We just get down on the power. Again, keeping in the slipstream. It's all good from there. But this slipstream in this race is so important because the two straights, the home start-finish straight and the back straight are, so long, so powerful with the slipstream. You've just got to try and stay in it as best you can, but you've also got to watch your braking points because they do change quite a bit because of it. We nailed that one pretty much perfectly. Get round again, staying with the pack in front. It's important because you can see from the delta how much of a gap we're now opening up to P7 because of it. And if there's one thing I would maybe actually change in Gran Turismo Sport or GT7, I don't know. I think the slipstream's just a bit too powerful for my liking at times, but it is what it is. So this corner here, we get very, very close to the wall, but it's a good line when we come out at full power. Again, yeah, we're still there, and we're doing okay now. We've settled into the race. This was my first race of the day, and there's always that little bit of rust, a little bit of nerves. I don't know if anybody else out there gets as nervous as me. Let me know in the comments if you do, because it really can affect you at times. But this was the first race that I'd done the day, and when I seen how it was a lunchtime race, and I seen how impressive looking the lobby was, it does get the nerves jangling a little bit. As you see, we make a little bit of a mess of that corner again. That corner was causing me problems all day. Even in qualifying, it caused me some big problems. Getting on the power a little bit there, and the back end sliding out. Starting on the medium tyres, the Corvette actually feels pretty good on mediums, I have to admit. And the tyre wear's decent, but this is when the race started to sort of change, because you can see P5 drops into the pits, and I had the option then of going in behind him, but I felt like my tyre management's not that great, so I would stay out on the mediums, and we'll give ourselves an extra lap on a better, fresher lap on the softs towards the end. You can see now skipping forward there, P4 just skimming the barrier there. You can see the sparks flying. Now that was crucial because he was over a second ahead of me before that corner, but that brings me right into his slipstream now, and look how much we can gain on it because of it. Now I don't know if he was getting a little bit nervous because he started to get a little bit sort of raggedy after a good start, but I don't know, maybe he was just a little bit nervous that I was going to return the little shunt into a corner somewhere. But you can see here he's going a little wide, 2 tyres on the dust, and we're going to close right up on him coming into the final corner. Now I'm going to pit at the end of this lap anyway, so I'm assuming he is as well, as he gets very sideways there and gives us the run. So we're going to get the position here and move up to P4 as we're going to head into the pits. I would imagine the 2 drivers in front of us, the 3 drivers in front of us, will do so, and they do. So we jump into the pits, onto the softs, and speed of this team, absolutely sensational pit stop there. Surely we've made up ground. But you can see the Frenchman behind us is right on our tail, and I mean right on our tail. But there's the Spaniard going by there, he's kept his position, and there, out of nowhere, is MOMOZ. Now, I got the fright of my life when he appeared because I was only expecting the Spaniard to appear. Now, at this point, I had no idea how MOMOZ had managed to get the jump on me. I assumed he'd started on soft tyres, so that's what my assumption is at this point. He must be on softs, so we'll probably have to pit. So we're going to have to try and just stick with him as best we can, and then get the position back once he pits. You can see we're going around here, he's drifting a little bit wide, so I'm thinking his tyres are probably starting to wear pretty badly. But now anyway, if he started on the softs with a heavy fuel load, etc., and you do put a bit more stress on it. So we're going to get a run on him now. Now this is risky. We're going to try and take MOMOZ round the outside of this corner, giving him space. When we give him plenty of space there, he just drifts across there, and there's not a lot in it, but he just does enough to nudge us onto the grass, which was, I don't know, he just didn't get, in my view at that point, he just didn't give me enough space. And I was a little bit annoyed at that because I gave him a lot of space, and I mean a lot of space. But I know he's an aggressive driver, so you just got to take these things. We'll try and knuckle down, get on with it. You can see the 2 drivers behind are now having a little bit of a scrap, which is good for us. and now we're, well in the slipstream now, and we're going to have a run on him now. This is a big moment in the race, because MOMOZ, will he defend, or will he expect us to make the move? Now, he's not going defensive because I've moved to the right now, I'm going to move to the left, but I misjudged the power of the slipstream there and go deep in the corner, slam on the brakes, hit the limiter, and you can see, what happened there. I managed to get the car stopped, and I didn't put MOMOZ on the grass. Well, that's what I assumed anyway, but, what can you do? I just thought to myself, well, would MOMOZ give me the position back? No, he wouldn't. I know he's cleaned up his act, allegedly, but it is what it is. It's a daily race, and we're going to go on with it. I've been hit twice in this race, 3 times if you want to count you sort of run off the track. So I've just, at this point, I thought, well, you've just got to sometimes put your elbows out, just get on with it. So skipping forward to lap 9, so we've missed out quite a big chunk of that race, but nothing really happened because there was a gap that I just kind of worked away at. You can see from my lap times I was fairly consistent and just put in my fastest lap of the race, and I've managed to keep up with this, catch up with the Spaniard. Now, what I realised at this point was this Spaniard who's in P5 and MOMOZ both pitted at the end of lap 1. That's why MOMOZ was so slow, because his tyres were pretty dead after 6 laps. You see the Spaniard, he did the same. Now his tyres are really dead, so he just, fair play to him. I salute you, Spaniard, because he actually indicates to let me go, and that's very rare that I've ever had anybody do that for me. So big shout out to the Spaniard there. But his tyres are wrecked because the McLaren's not even as good as the Corvette on tyres, and his softs are 8 laps old by this point, so he doesn't fight it. We are now going to try and close in on the Spaniard in P4. You can see he's got 1 lap older tyre. He pitted 1 lap before me, so our tyres were 1 lap fresher. But I know he's got a little bit of pace, but by this point we're getting into a little bit of a rhythm here, driving pretty good. You see how well we've now took that corner, because we kind of sussed out what we needed to do to take it, and this corner was very tidy as well. And look at the delta, we managed to get into the slipstream there, and that was pretty good because we were a couple of good 2.5-3 seconds behind this guy, and now we've caught right up to him and going down the home straight. So the race is going not too bad. We're in P5 with a chance now for P4, considering we were down to P6, so just got to sort of be happy with that by this point. So I really did want this P4 though, so we're going to drive like we want the P4. It's time to race basically, and you can see how much we're closing in on him. I feel like I've got the pace by this point. Spaniard, he's probably starting to feel a little bit of pressure, because if he's anything like me and he looks at the delta all the time, I'll probably spend more time looking at deltas than I do on the road in front of me. Then you start to feel it when you see that delta coming down. There's basically nothing in it now. He's dabbing his brakes here. You can see we've got that little bit better grip through the corner there, and we're now right on his bumper. Now, decision to make, he's going to go defensive, so we've got the chance now to go around the outside. The attempt that we'd made on MOMOZ didn't quite pay off. Let's see what can happen here, because we're going to try and outbrake him, but to be fair, he hangs on the brakes pretty well and he meets the apex, and we just decide to not kill ourselves and backed out and tucked in behind this time. I learned my lesson from the attempt round the outside against MOMOZ. So we're going to have one more opportunity really now, and that's what I'm trying to set myself up for here. As we're coming into the braking zone, we're going to try and outbrake him again. Oh, he's pretty good on the brake, so we're going to tuck in, try and get the cut back, but we're, if anything, too close there. He's going to have the inside here, and we're going to try and hang it round the outside and give us a little squeeze, but we just couldn't get round the outside at that point. We're going to run down to the line. It's just going to come too late for us. We would have probably, well, 100% certain one more lap and we would have had that position, but we'll finish P5 and we'll take that. You can see down the grid there, MOMOZ finishing in P11, so he had some issues, and the Frenchman who we had some issues with, although not too bad, he's in P14. But as always, I love a bit of post-race chat, so now stick around for the post-race debrief, because this is where it gets really, really, really juicy. Now you can see here, I'm straight in. I'm going to apologise to MOMOZ because I did inadvertently dive bomb him. I misjudged the slipstream whilst trying to make a move, went too deep, didn't kill him, but I'll, apologise and hope that he accepts it. So into the post-match, or the post-races debrief, I should say. You can see here Arthur, aka Whelan, he comes from a mile back, up the inside, he's not making that apex, comes into the side of us as we're going round the corner, and yeah, that was quite annoying that, but we lived to fight the tail and we didn't take Arthur out of the next corner, unlike some. You can see here, this is my attempt to get round the outside of MOMOZ. Now this was kind of incident number 3 for me in this race, because I'd already been tapped by the Frenchman and lost a couple of places, then tapped by Arthur and lost a couple of places. Now this was an attempt round the outside. You can see I can't give MOMOZ any more room, and I just felt like, see if we slow it down how much he squeezes me. I mean, just we quickly jump in. You can see here from the angle that we move round the car. You can see here, I mean, I know it's on the exit of the corner, but it's just not been, in my view, I've just not been left enough room. So I was a little bit annoyed at that. Kind of felt like I was forced onto the grass. But you might have a different view, you might have a different thought about it, so feel free to let me know in the comments if you think that was just a strong move or overly aggressive defence techniques to put your opponent that far on the grass. Anyway, that's kind of by the by, because I lived and I caught back up with him, so that was it. Now here I made a move, I got deep, the slipstream did catch me out, we went into MOMOZ a little bit, but again, didn't kill him. He immediately decides to take all-out revenge on the Frenchman there, who then immediately decides to take revenge on him. So between these two countrymen, they were just, hell-bent on ruining each other's races, or so I thought. But look here, I mean, that's a clean move. I mean, MOMOZ could have killed him there, but decided not to. But then we get to this corner here, and this is very similar to what I done. You can see MOMOZ, they're sliding the car into the side of him. Again, didn't kill him, no harm done there. But the Frenchman's, he's not happy with MOMOZ's attempted pass there, so he has a go at him here. This was the worst one though. He absolutely tried to kill Steve for no reason at all, and then he just murders the Frenchman. Now that was just an all-out, old-school MOMOZ murder attempt. So you can see from MOMOZ's point of view, I mean, I don't know why he was trying to kill Steve, who's done nothing to him, but there you go. I mean, that is just, like I said, that's just murdering somebody. Now MOMOZ and Catfish then come together, and you can see here Catfish makes a little move up the inside there. Nice clean pass. Now Catfish actually even thinks that MOMOZ has been nice to him there. He's got the lights flashing just to say thank you. You can see there MOMOZ behind him, but then that just is out the window, because Catfish then makes a move up the inside there, doesn't kill him, but MOMOZ takes that as an act of aggression and immediately tries to kill Catfish back, and pretty much succeeds because he runs Catfish off the road. But this is just madness. He's battling there with the Frenchman. Catfish out of nowhere, look at this, sees MOMOZ and just goes for the all-out kill attempt. Now I felt sorry for the Frenchman there, because he came out the worst of it all there, and it was just absolute chaos. But basically I think what triggered MOMOZ was me kind of semi-dive bombing him at that turn 1, and then he got caught up with a couple of cars behind him, and he just absolutely lost the plot and just decided to try and kill everybody in sight. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one.